Hi, everybody. Welcome to the Harley Carnes podcast, Harley on the headlines. I'm really glad you're there. And a quick reminder as we get started, please help spread the word. Send an email to a friend, share the link, like, follow, subscribe. Thanks again. A fact about President Trump, he does not sell wolf tickets. The man just doesn't. He does what he says he is going to do. Biden, Obama, Bush, Clinton, they all talked a good game, but they hemmed and hawed and they formed groups to study every plan or hope to do something 3 ways to Sunday. Talk, 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 talk. And if action ever did come, it was typically too little, too tepid, and if not too late, just barely in time. Trump said he'll take out Venezuela's illegal drug smuggling operations. He sent some planes. He bombed a drug smuggling port on Venezuela's coast. Not just out there on the ocean, the little boats. This was an actual port on the coast. And he says there will be attacks on land. Man, you got to hope Venezuela's got sense enough to start to pay attention. China appears bent on starting a war over Taiwan. China says, now this is its quote, it cannot stop Taiwan reunification, as though the people who live on the tiny free country of China just can't wait and really want to be a part of Red China. The Chinese foreign minister demanded the U.S. stop selling arms to Taiwan and said the U.S. can't stop Beijing from taking over Taiwan. To make the point, Chinese military ships and planes have made a circle around the island country. China is conducting what it says are large-scale military drills there. Taiwan's forces are on full alert. They're ready to fight if they have to. Beijing could turn those drills into an attack like that, literally, like snapping fingers, no joke. I mean, they're right there. And Beijing warned the China of today is not the China of 70 years ago and claims China is the heavyweight in the balance of power in the narrow strait of water that separates the two countries. The foreign minister warned the U.S. risks war with China over it. Yeah, no shit. That's what having a treaty with Taiwan, with Formosa, means. The U.S. and some other countries have told Taiwan it can depend on us to back them up as they live in representative democratic freedom and resist Beijing's dream of adding them to the communist fold. So far, they have been able to depend on us. We will see. They're about to get down to it, I think. Don't know exactly when, but it's pretty clear it's going to happen. Nothing really new in the Ukraine war talks. Russia is looking at the newest plan. The war continues. Putin claims Ukraine attacked his residence, his home, with 91 drones. Also claims that the Russians shot every one of them down, which is highly unlikely. Zelensky says it's just not true, that the whole thing is a lie and is propaganda aimed at keeping the war going. Russia, in the meantime, says it will continue talks and dialogue toward ending the war, but primarily with American diplomats. 2 civilian helicopters collided over New Jersey, hit the ground in pieces. 1 pilot in each chopper. 1 died immediately, the other at a hospital. We don't know how it happened. Now, helicopter mid-airs, and I've been a helicopter pilot a long, long time. Helicopter mid-airs are always somewhat puzzling because the visibility out of a helicopter is generally encompassing and amazing. So it's all about the angles and the pilot's attention, the angles at which the 2 helicopters wind up approaching each other, and the pilot's attention. How do they not see each other is always a dominant question in a helicopter collision in the air. Senator Cory Booker was quick to make a statement, said he's asking the NTSB for more information. Pipe down, Cory. You don't need to ask. The NTSB is always all over it. They will release what they have when they have it. They always do. Grandstanding like that just makes you look bad. The judge in the trial of the man who allegedly murdered Charlie Kirk is releasing the daily transcript of the trial proceedings with minimal redactions. The Utah judge is also going to allow the audio recording of the court to be released. But they are slow rolling that, saying it'll take days to do it. Now that is rubbish. Any media outlet with digital recorders, and that's all of them, could record it and release the raw recording right away. Every kid with a cell phone knows that. Kirk's widow said she'd be good with having the trial televised. And defense lawyers are arguing it could affect Tyler Robinson's chances at a fair trial. That's bogus. Worked just fine for O.J. Simpson and a long list of other notable trials since then. Now, this sounds stupid. Aetna, the insurance company, has agreed to cover fertility care for same-sex couples. Think about that. However, just beyond the surface is the story. This affects two women, female couples, who want to have a child. And clearly they have to do it artificially with a man's sperm, since neither one of them can provide that. And artificial insemination can cost tens of thousands of dollars, no matter whether the couple is straight or homosexual. Hence, the insurance question. There is head-shaking wackiness everywhere you look these days. The city of Cartagena in Colombia has decided to eliminate one of its iconic tourist features. No more horse-drawn carriages there. Not for tourists or anyone else. They have decided that it is animal cruelty to hook up horses to a harness and have them pull a carriage. Some of the animal rights whack jobs have said it's too hot outdoors. The work hours are long, and it's hard to walk on cobblestones. I mean, really, they said that. These people have clearly never been on a farm where horses pull plows over rough ground way, way, way harder than trotting down the street in front of a cart or a carriage. Now, this is what's really going on. Cartagena has decided to put tourists in their new electric carriages. They'll look kind of similar. No horse poop. Plus, the horse-drawn carriage owners have to hand over their equipment, which they own, and they will not be allowed to own the new electric ones. Those driver owners are not happy about that. You can't blame them. Sometimes humans ain't so bad. In Connecticut, firefighters went out on the thin ice of a pond where a deer was stuck and stranded to save the animal. They did. In New York, a squirrel scrambling around in a dumpster managed to get its head stuck in a drain hole at the bottom corner of the big box. Firefighters rescued the squirrel. In England, a hedgehog, little bristly furred critter, got himself wedged in an underground stormwater tank. The plastic pipe into the tank probably looked inviting to him, got stranded inside. Water utility inspectors found him, fished him out, and took him to a place that works with hedgehogs. Here's the title. It's called Prickles in a Pickle. That's what they call it. And if you're part of a team that's trying to row your way across the Atlantic in an endurance race, you don't plan to stop for anything except maybe a sea turtle that got tangled in some floating trash in the ocean. Hats off to them. John Hammond, Stacy Rivers, and Emma Wolstenholme paused, got the turtle untangled, shot some video of the process, and sent the old guy on his way. Then it was back to row, row, row your boat, not so gently down the stream. I want to thank you for joining in today for this podcast, Harley on the Headlines. We are on several platforms. The podcast is growing, and I appreciate your help. Can't do it without you, so please like, follow, subscribe, share the link with people who follow you. I'd appreciate it. I'm Harley Carnes, and we will do this again.